Next up, we've got Dr. Michael Gormish. Michael is the VP of Research at Clarifai. Clarifai helps companies use machine learning and AI to analyze, sort, label, and organize images, videos, and text. He's a pioneer in deep learning-based computer vision with 20 years of experience inventing and implementing computer vision, machine learning, image compression, and image processing algorithms. And he's here to talk to you today about content moderation. Thank you, Michael.
Great, thanks. I guess the first thing I should do is connect things in with the previous talks, because what Clarifai does is a lot of analysis, not so much generation. But I guess the important thing to say is that without moderation or analysis, there is no monetization of the content. And so already we see Clarifai models being used for having community standards and understanding what the level of items that we want to have available in one platform versus another platform is, or one site versus another site. We have models being used for compliance or copyright. But as we see content grow, it's going to be important to have AI models to understand what's in the content so that it can be categorized, so people can find it, so that brands can decide which are the important things that they want to connect with. And I want to start with a little story that maybe some of you have seen. There was a video running of a pro wrestler, and he was attacked by someone wielding a pizza cutter. Now, at the same time, a Domino's pizza ad came on, and so Domino's gets to say that they're very upset about this, but at the same time, they got a lot of free advertising off of this. So maybe things went wrong. Maybe this was a just random event that happened, and it happened that the ad was played at the wrong time. But maybe it was something different than that, with plausible deniability. I have no idea if AI was involved in this initial happening, but I do know if you check on things now, if you look up for this story and try to search about the apology for this bad product placement, you'll find that it's still being paired with pizza advertisements. So that I'm absolutely sure is being done automatically by an AI model. And it sort of starts to highlight some of the challenges that we face in moderation and understanding content, and especially things where it's not just straightforward understanding of things. There's an additional layer going on. So Clarifai, as I said, already does a variety of things. Sometimes we support human moderators who don't have to look at thousands of videos. Maybe they only screen the ones that the AI models are uncertain about. Sometimes we use models to help tag metadata. So we have some huge amounts of content and we want to be able to find it or sort it or organize it. So we handle that. Maybe we have specific not safe for work models so that we can provide some sort of restrictions on part of the content, or we help people create their individual selection of models that they want to figure out what are the kinds of categories they would like to have. And as we see all these different platforms, all this different content, and all this different levels of care that people might have, we can't build models for everyone. So basically what Clarifai does is let anybody do their AI model without running any code at all. So they start on the left-hand side of this figure, they provide the data, they say whether this is what the categories are they want to do, they hit the button, we train the model, we deploy it, they run. And importantly, we get to collect data as we go about how things are being categorized so we can see things change. That becomes extremely important in moderation because it's an active situation where there are people trying to get by the moderation filters and they want to be able to, whatever it is, sell their drugs on this user-generated content site, or they want to just push the limits or something. And so they're having this feedback loop and being able to very quickly retrain a model and update your definition of appropriate and inappropriate content is critical. I'd say we're headed for more standardization. There is this GARM Alliance for Responsible Media that's going to define several different types of content that should be moderated and different levels. And so basically we have our research map ahead of us, because a lot of these things are very difficult. Is this an educational video, or is it actually explicit sexual content? And all the fine-grained decisions are exceedingly tricky. So what's going to happen next? I think we are going to see more standardization and maybe, unfortunately, regulation to try to normalize some of these things. And also, unfortunately, I think the previous presenters in this session have shown that it's going to be able to have content spam rise to the level of email spam. So it'll be more and more important to be able to tell what's the difference of something that I actually want to see versus something that someone is trying to make me see. I think in the future, it's still going to be hard to catch sarcasm and things with AI models, just because that's going to be a dynamic and changing situation. Fortunately, I do think AI will do a phenomenally good job of organizing the content. It will do a good job of identifying all the things that the brands want in order to place things correctly. But that part won't be visible. That'll be all behind the scenes. And what we will see on the surface will be things like content spam. But we'll be working hard underneath to keep things safe for work and other environments.